I'm just going to grab this piece of sandpaper here, and I'm going to do the same thing I did on the stone. Now this is fairly new wet or dry sandpaper, and what is it? This is 400. The higher the number, the finer it is.
So I'm still confused on. So the whetstone got to start it, and this is going to smooth.
Now I'm just going finer and finer and finer, finer and finer sharpening surface to make it really smooth and really sharp. See, okay, let's say you want to do it with wood. You take a rasp. You're shaping a piece of wood, and you rasp it, but it's really rough. Then you take a finer file, and then you do sandpaper, and then real fine sandpaper, and then really fine sandpaper, and then when you're done, it's really smooth. So basically, we're doing the same thing with the steel. We start out with a rougher surface, the stone. Now we're going to a finer surface, the sandpaper, and then we're going to end up with that really worn-out sandpaper that is super, super fine.
With each smoothing process is making it a little sharper.
A little bit sharper, yeah.
It's like fine-tuning the sharpness.
Yeah, right. Okay, now let's go to my old...
Did that help the scratches?
A little bit, yeah. Now let's go to something that's finer yet. Now I've been using these pieces of sandpaper for years.
And how fine is that?
I have no idea what. Now it says 320, but it's probably about like 2,000 right now.
Right, because how long?
Because of how long I've been. So I don't believe the number on the back of these anymore. Okay. Okay, now let's go to something that's finer. Let's get something that, let's see which one. Okay, let's do this one here. Okay, this one. Okay. Now, this might be my imagination at this point. I'm still using these little gray specks. And I think I started using this piece of sandpaper in about 1997.
Which book? Can I feel that again? Yeah,
I'm not using that part.
I think we're bordering on the imagination.
I'm using the little gray spots. I mean, the dark gray spots. Okay, now I'm going to use this. And this is just wipe it. Oh, don't ever turn. A lot of people think the barbers do.
Yep.
If you watch them, they're flipping it in the air. They're never turning it because if you turn it, you just round it off what you sharpen. Anywhere in the process, you never turn it. Never turn it on the sharpening surface.
And that's just a leather strap?
It's a leather strap. Now this is probably pigskin, but you can take an old belt, Salvation Army or Goodwill, go to their 50-cent belt rack and find an old leather belt that somebody has there and just get it and cut it into little pieces and make all kinds of these things.
And you would never dream of sharpening a knife without any part of this process?
Once it's sharp, it'll, like this knife, unless I want to change its shape, we'll probably won't see a stone maybe for 5 years now.
Even with as much as you do?
No, because I just keep it. I might use the fine sandpaper and this, but if I take care of the knife and don't do something stupid like drop it and it hits a nail and it messes up the point, then I have to grind the knife down again and all that. But if you take care of the knife, once it's sharp, Yeah, it might be years before you ever touch it to that stone again, because you're just honing it. You're just fine tuning it every time. Okay, if do you play guitar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now when you put the string on the first time,
Mm-hmm.
you get it more or less, and then you fine tune it. You just keep going and going. But then after that, you don't. Well, unless you change strings, you don't start all over, do you?
Right, like when I first put it on,
Yeah.
the strings they stretch
Yeah.
immensely,
Yeah.
and they're very hard to stay in tune. And I have to stretch them and stretch them. And once they're really good and stretched,
Yeah.
then it's just minor adjustments from there
That's the same
until
thing
the
here.
string breaks.
Yeah, that's the same thing here. But the knife isn't going to break. I've never worn out a knife in 40 some years. But this is the knife that wrote that book. I can't even remember the last time that this touched the stone. Okay, say if I carve almost all day with it. But I've done 20 projects. And I just want to get it to where it's... I won't even go back to the sandpaper. I think some people over sharpen their knives unless they just wear the steel down. I've seen some cards, they just go through knives like crazy, and I don't know what they're doing. They're starting at the beginning, going to the end maybe every time. And if the knife is sharp, it just needs a little bit of tuning. You just tune it a little bit.